Okay, see if we have a better luck. Yeah, this Seagate's a lot easier to do. Might not even need the top piece. All right, there we go. Yep, need a little help on that one. That broke it loose. In fact, let's just do that for all of them real quick. Take this piece, break it loose, so on. Come on now. There we go. Alright. And the last one here. Get down in there. Okay, there we go. Now they're all broke loose. That one's already out. You can hear all that wind. It's something today. There's a snowstorm coming in tomorrow. It's like 60 degrees out there right now. So for a snowstorm to get here, obviously the wind's got to blow pretty good. Now there's another one under here somewhere, probably about right there. Almost. Okay. Alright, is that our only other one? Feels like it. We'll find out in a second. Let's see here. Where's my flat blade? Or actually, we could just use one of these. I don't want to give it up. There we go, right there. There it goes. Stop worrying about those little rubber grommets. They don't stay on for nothing. Oh, come on, get out of there. That's why that one has a little bit bigger screw than all the others, by far. Okay, so now let's see. Can we get underneath this thing? Are you kidding me? Is there another one? Yep, right there. There's one more. I didn't want anybody messing with these back in the day. Oh. And that one's smaller. No, it's not. No, it's not. It just wouldn't go in at first. It's the same size, I think. Get down in there. There we go. And it's another one of those longer ones. Okay. One more time. There we go. I can get that bad boy off and get a look inside there at that. Okay, so let's see. That's the same size. So that to come loose. And then each one of these go. Okay. Come on. All right. I got all those broke free. Come on, get down in there. There we go. Okay. What about this bad boy right here? That's a bigger bit. Is that a bit or not? Let's see. No, I don't think so. Okay, so let's see what else we got down in here. Now that piece is smaller. That piece is not a star drive at all. Okay, so we need a smaller one. Let's see here. I was using a T10. Can we even see that on here? There we go. Well, let's turn it around. T10. So T7's too small. That's a T6. What else do we have over here? That's a T15. That's a little bitty Phillips. That's a tiny T3, so that isn't it. Let's see, what else do we have over here? Oh, what about this little bitty guy? Nope, that's too small. And that one is also a T6. Let's see. I know I've got a few more of these lying about. Where are they? Nope. We can put all that stuff right up on there. There's one of those magnets. Huh. Those few you don't want to pick up. Okay. Alright. That's a little better. Now let me see. Where are the rest of these? So this is a pack I ordered. Came from China. Ordered 2 of them, and it actually got stuck in customs. But let's see what we've got in here. That's another T10. That's a T20. That was too big. 15. 6 we've already confirmed is big enough. There's a T9. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. Yep, those are T9s. Okay, so let's put those out of the way. We'll keep that handy over here. Stick that, well, before we do that, let's see here. Should be able to, yeah, T9. Okay. It came out a little easier. I figured the stuff on the inside might, because it's been protected from the elements, whereas the rest of this has been, you know, kind of laying outside for years. Come on. As soon as I say that, I get one I can't move, so let's... And that's what I'm doing, by the way. When I guess I should move that a little closer. Yeah. Just... There we go. That breaks it loose. Same thing back here. Hey, magnet, get off of my pry. Get off of my mini pry bar there. Guess I should turn that. Well, I think if I turn that up, and that part's probably pretty boring, so you know what I'm doing. I'm sticking that in the holes right there to get a little extra oomph so I can turn those. So it was T10 on the outside of this one, T9 on the inside. And let's see, what else do we have going on here? So I got a lot of those out. What about this bit? Does it want to come off? You gotta be careful with these because you get down in there and you want to just try and pry it up, and you can gouge yourself pretty darn good. Anytime you start trying to work inside, especially an older PC or hard drive, the metal's unfinished. A lot of it's pop metal, and it will flat out gouge right through your skin if you try to use force. Well, I don't know how we're getting that part off. There's a couple of exception spots where you can get away with it, but not a lot. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so this thing seems to be just being held down by magnet now. Yep. Oh, that's funny. My little driver is sticking to the magnet on the bottom there. Okay, so this is what I'm after. The only part that's magnetic is that little part I'm touching right there. The rest of this is just a bracket. But we'll put that over there for now. And that should let us get to a couple more bits down in there. A couple more screws. Lego my ego. Get in there. There we go. There's one. That's two. Do we have any more? I don't know for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I think that thing wants to come out of there. There we go. That gets part of the way up and out. Oh, this plastic bit right here is probably, yeah, it's getting caught up. There we go. It's got to be turned like that to get past the housing. Then you get this little bit right here, which is some copper wire. It's already wound up, so that might come in useful. Now can we get the last of this out? No, wait a minute. Alright, we got that plastic bit out of the way. And that thing does not want to come off. Usually this little, you know, it's like the record player needle. That's the reader. Usually that thing's not such a pain on some of the other models, but on this one I guess it is. Let's see, what is holding you down? Oh, it might be from underneath. There could be a screw underneath holding that down. Let's take a look. Let's see here. And that is even smaller than the 9, it looks like. Or did I pick up the... Yeah, that's the 9. So let's see if the 6 works on it. Yep, those are 6s. There we go. Yeah, that made some of it pop out. So you get these really nice shot. I mean, these things are a mirror finish. Like you can see me behind the camera in that one. So those are handy dandy. One of the things I've seen them used for is you hang them around your garden and it makes squirrels not want to mess in there. These are, let me think. I think they're polished aluminum, but there's also a little bitty bit of some precious metals in them as well. But a very small amount. And then this thing is right here. Let's see what's underneath. There we go. Yep, we got one more. That looks to be one of the slightly bigger sizes. Let's see. Yep, that one's the 9 again. And okay, there we go. So now that whole thing just slides right out. There's the other magnet piece I want. And this is your fancy dancy record player needle. Now it uses magnetism instead of actually touching these discs. You know, it gets very close and it just reads it. But if it's actually on there touching it, these things move really fast, you know, a few thousand RPM, and it'll go, and once you hear that sound, you know these old drives, they're toast. You know, what you can do is you can send the whole thing without ever opening it off to a place that has a clean room, and they'll take it apart and they'll fix whatever's in here. And sometimes, you know, it's the electronic board, sometimes it's the needle. But when it is the needle, if it's crashed into the heads, you're almost guaranteed to have lost at least some data, you know, on that little stripe. Like, think of it like a record that has a scratch going this way. You could possibly still listen to the music up here and out on the edge, but where that scratch is, you know, all you're going to hear is the scratch. And when it comes to getting the data, you're not getting it if that part's been scratched up. We got a couple of little pieces left here, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Nope, that's just a hole. And I think this one is too. Hole, hole, hole. Nothing but holes. So, what is holding this little guy on? Nope, just stuck there, I guess. And then we got a little something right here. What is this guy? It's almost like something you'd had a RFID in. There's some sort of rubbery material or something. I'm not sure what that is at all. Well, let's just hope it's non-carcinogenic. I'm going to avoid eating it. Okay, and then we got this middle piece right here. It looks like let's see if we got. Nope, nothing there. It's getting that to come out. I'd like to have that little piece, but I don't see. I think that must have been a press fit. So that's one of those things, you try and force that out, you're probably going to gouge your hands. So this is mostly just aluminum now, and that's probably aluminum anyway. There's a little bit of, you know, electronics right there, but nothing really to worry about. So that thing can be melted down. And these, you have to come up with a little system for getting them off of there. They're just on there for magnetism. Sometimes you get lucky and there's a hole under and you can push them out, but usually not. Actually, it looks like, no, that's just a pin. So a lot of times you can just get let me see if I got one handy. Well, this is another good spot to cut yourself to pieces with if you aren't careful. So this one's got that pin right there to sort of give me a little, you know, but usually it's better to try and see how it slipped, went right towards my finger, could have cut me good. And some of them are a little easier than others, some of them are a huge pain. Let's see if this one's any easier to get to. Maybe. Doesn't look like it. Every once in a while they're a little off, which gives you a hint into why the drive went bad if they're a little off. Get that plastic piece out of there, but no, doesn't look like this one's coming off of here easily. So I'll come up with a little jig or something to put all those on and get the magnets off of there. But they actually work pretty good, you know, even as is. Let's see. There we go. See? Even if I go to the back side. Well, not so much on that one. It's strong as can be on that side. But they are nice, strong magnets. So if you're looking to do a do-it-yourself project to make a motor or something, they're handy for it. That's a fact. Then we just had this little guy. This thing, that's plastic with a little bit of metal around the edges. These two guys, I don't know, they might be some lightweight aluminum. Hard to tell. So, and then of course we have, well, if I could keep from, we got that little machined piece and the ring that goes with it, and this other ring, and of course all those screws fit to it. This outer case, the top case or what have you, you can also melt it for aluminum. And I've built my own little foundry before to do that, where you just kind of take a metal bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, and get some refractory sand and make yourself a little foundry out of it. If I can find that thing, I think it's in storage somewhere. I'll bring it out and show it at some point. More aluminum, a little bit of circuit board right there. I don't know, let's see if that'll come off easy. His little fingers come with it. There we go. So that little piece came off. Not much to that, but that's, you know, the magnets I was after. And then I don't know about that. That thing looks almost like some sort of kitchen gadget now, a cheese slicer or something. Okay, so let's, and then of course we had our electronics here, and you can see the integrated circuits that were in use to figure out the logic on this bad boy. All right, let's see if we can do another one.